Hello and welcome again to another video, and in today's video we have some nice battles, some nice teams using Feraligatr. Feraligatr is going to be my new favorite Pokemon, not gonna lie. This Pokemon feels so nice to use, and maybe it doesn't have the best bulk, but like the charge moves hits hard, the fast move hits hard, and especially if you're using the Shadow. And today's video, I am going to use a Shadow Feraligatr, and I don't have one power evolved, but I do have a decent one for Great League, because I used to like building for those, especially back when they first released it as a Shadow, because I like Feraligatr. It's one of my favorite starters, and I used it back in Season 2 in Ultra League, as it used to be the only Pokemon that could beat Cresselia, could hit Giratina, Cresselia, Charizard, Swampert with super effective move. It doesn't hit Swampert with super effective move, but technically you beat Swampert. So that, for many reasons, it used to be my favorite, but it technically later into the game, like after Season 4, 5, 6, it got power crept as they introduced other stuff to the meta, like Cresselia had Grass Knot after, which made it tough to use waters. I mean, Swampert was still around just because Swampert has EQ and it had Mudshot, so the combination was too good. And today's video, we are going to power up the Shadow Feraligatr and use an Elite TM. So hopefully you like these, and hopefully that's enough reason for you, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, to subscribe, because I'm doing all of these just for you. Trust me, I could run Azumarill Sableye all seasons without even feeling bored about using it. So we're testing out how good is Shadow Feraligatr and how good is Goodra. So I am not running the team on screen, but I am running, I think, 3 different Shadow Feraligatr teams. So we're going to rock Shadow Claw as a fast move, and on the charge move we are going to run Hydro Cannon and a Crunch. We do need a Crunch for stuff like Cresselia, for like Lantern. Technically you don't need Ice Beam. Having Ice Beam is redundant, even though like I faced some Altarias and it felt like kind of nice to have Ice Beam, but I didn't have it. So in today's video, let's go and watch these battles. And we started the day by queuing into a Greedent. Someone was prepared to snipe the Feraligatr. Greedent destroys Feraligatr, by the way, because they double resist Shadow Claw, and they do have Bullet Seed as a super effective. So technically there's 3 different stages in the fast move, and usually Bullet Seed will put the Feraligatr into a charge move range. So now what I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to be insta throwing this charge move. Opponent amazingly catch it on the Beware. Sadly they are using the wrong fast move. I was like, maybe this opponent is just too good, and they caught it on Beware, and now I'm aware, because there is nothing they could do to flip this. This matchup is just a straight bullying by the little bunny. Like look at that. This is like why size doesn't matter. Like, look, Az is just so small, clapping all of these big stuff, and opponent here didn't get a fast move, which was weird, because I am sure I don't win CMP, and it felt weird because they didn't get a fast move. Maybe they came in late, I'm assuming. Opponent keep going Crunch. I have no idea why. So Ice Beam here is straight because it's a Clodsire, and now we're going Feraligatr, and I'm not gonna shield this because we don't need to. Just because you have shields, that doesn't mean you have to use them. Feraligatr here aggressively farming, and now we have 2 Hydro Cannons, 1 to KO the Clodsire and another one to KO the Greedent. Feraligatr finishing this game and KOing 2 Pokemons, not using a single shield. Moving into the next one, and we are getting a hard algorithm by a Alolan Graveler. Technically we have 3 Pokemons that take super effective from Feraligatr. Opponent swapped into a Charm, Ash Hat, or like Snapchat Hat, Raichu. And now we're just going to throw these moves. Opponent didn't shield, which is actually tough for me. And now they do have a Rhyhorn that is 1498. I don't know what they were using this for, but there was a time where this thing would be fine when the meta was Nidoqueen and stuff like the Poison Dark and the Kanto Cup, and Mudslap Rhydon would just like slap them all the way down. But in this time, this is the time where Feraligatr is going to sweep. We get so many fast moves, and now we have a charge move. We win CMP here. Feraligatr opening its mouth, throwing a Hydro Cannon back to back on the Alolan Graveler. Alolan Graveler has no excuses and has nothing to do. I mean, technically, a rock can't beat an alligator. I mean, technically, alligator can't beat a rock. Like, well, what's gonna do? Like, bite it? You're gonna break your teeth. Break your teeth. Okay, moving into the next game here. Bullying the rank 1s here with the alligator. Trying to spice it as much as possible, but we need the Azu because Azu's like a very forgiving game. Very forgiving Pokemon where, like, if you make mistakes, Azu can still, you know, like, wipe these mistakes and carry you through the battle. To be honest, I have an Azu just in case they ended up having some... We're playing Poke AK-47, not the true one. And they have a Driflin that is swapped into Oricorio, a flying grass, a poor man's Emolga, which is already a poor man's Zapdos. So, what does this thing do? I actually have no idea. I mean, we're both doing a neutral fast move damage. Air Slash is neutral here. Our Volt Switches are neutral. And I don't need to shield this. I shielded the first one just in case they have a nuke because I have no idea what that thing has. If they double shield, we're just going to go to the alligator. And now we're going to Azu, not alligator. I wanted to go alligator here, to be honest, just to show how good alligator is whenever you have it switch locked into a ghost. Opponent here going straight ominous wound, and they do have the palm tree, aka Executor Alolan, which got one-shotted by the Ice Beam, and now as is just sweeping an entire team, an Auto-Wreck team, aka a team that doesn't beat anything. Okay, now we're playing Aromatisse. Aromatisse is kinda annoying for this team because I am going to be forced, and oh my god, I love this game. I love using Azu. If the tax for using Azu is to have it switch locked into something like that, I would use Azu every day because I freaking hate Steelix. Steelix is just so stupid, so dumb, and so bad. That's why we have Azu, because Azu walls everything about the Steelix. Okay, now we're trying to get some space. And we are claiming the 5-0 with a Primeape that we couldn't... Oh my, this Primeape doesn't want to come to us. Okay, now that was the team number 1. Now moving into team number 2. I think this is where I used Goodra. Or like, I think used Goodra in team number 3. So we're still rocking the same team. Okay, I think the next battle will be a different team. I'm sure I used like 3 teams. Okay, this is actually a good lead, but it's not as good because technically Charjabug doesn't have a hard-hitting charge move, which is kind of like the main problem with Charjabug is that it doesn't have a hard-hitting charge move. Like, look at this, 2 Exosuits here, not KO, and Betty will be able to get to a charge move. So imagine taking all the resisted counters and a bad Ice Beam, and you still need to catch to maintain the health. So here they brought in a Golbat, so I don't mind baiting out this, to be honest, because I still should be able to get to 2 Ice Beams. So we're gonna do one then throw, and for the next one I'm just going to throw it even if it's on a bad timing. I don't care that much, so we're not gonna shield. I mean, I could shield here, but I don't want to. Yeah, that's the reason, because we're gonna get to Ice Beam regardless, so we should be able to grab both shields. And now we can just switch out, to be honest. I can shield here because I don't want that thing to debuff everything about this team. And opponent is having a Bastion, and guess what does super effective damage to Bastion? It's Shadow Alligator. Shadow Alligator is about to enter the battle, and Shadow Claw this Basti. The fast move is actually chipping the Basti by a lot. So we're gonna do like 7 then throw, 1. No, I'm actually gonna do 4 because we're close to 100. I don't think this will KO, but it should do lots of damage. Oh my god, that's probably the most damage a Basti can take from a 40 charge and 40 energy charge move. That's not double super effective like ground. Oh my, here we're getting so RPS, dude. Oh. This is so tough. Like Shadow Kyogre into my Gligar, and now Shadow Torterra into my Shadow Alligator. There is no way I could win this game. But guess what? We have a Torterra here that will shine. Oh my, this is so tough of a game, to be honest. I need to farm this thing all the way down. Like, I can't even throw anything. I mean, I could have thrown a move. Now I need the opponent to stall the clock. They did. Now we just get out. And they do have a Rhyperior Shadow, and they are trying to smack down me all the way down. This is a Master League team. Opponent is using a Master League team into the Great League. Oh my. Dude, this Goodra actually felt so good to use. I loved using Goodra. Like, it didn't feel like I'm using a high CP Pokemon into the Great League. It felt like using a better Dragonite. Not gonna lie. Hopefully they give it Dragon Claw at some point, or Breaking Swipe, something like that. Anything that's a baiting move. Okay, moving into the next one. I think that was the last one. No, there is the next one. We have a Gligar into a Trevenant. This is a dominant matchup for Gligar because we just outpaced. We need 5 seconds to get to a move. They need 6. They were trying to call a bait. We ended up nuking them, and now just gonna call this. I mean, I know I'm actually gonna shield. Okay, they throw a Surf. So we're gonna bait them now because why not? Okay, they are. If this is their best answer to Gligar, that means they don't have any answer to Gligar. So now we can just go straight nuke. If they no shield, the Gligar will 1v3 their entire team. So since they no shield, actually I could have shielded here. Opponent is just mad and trying to throw whatever charge moves because they ended up being triple weak to Gligar and they queued into me having a Gligar. So that was the last battle. Thank you so much everyone for watching. This is the end of the video. No, this is actually not the end of the video. There is 2 more battles you guys get debated. Okay, moving into the next one. We have a Gligar into Poliwrath. This is a dominant matchup for the... I wouldn't say a dominant matchup because they do live an Aerial Ace. And I mean, I win this, but it doesn't feel as comfortable of like a win, you know, like when you have a Flyer into a Fighter. Because the Icy went just one shot at this health, and they do get to a move. So I decided to swap and snipe it with the Alligator, and now the Alligator going straight crunch. And I intentionally swapped this just to show like that this matchup is not even a bad matchup. Because if I throw a Hydro Cannon there, they would be forced to shield. So I'm not going to shield here because it doesn't matter for me. And now we can just go to the Goodra and dance. Goodra is probably the only Pokemon that jumps into like, you know, like this is the battle ground and this is the mid battle ground. Goodra is the only one in the game that touches this line. Opponent brought in the Skeldridge, and Skeldridge used to be the fire Pokemon that beats all the dragons, but I don't think it does that anymore because now Goodra has like a very comfortable matchup. We can hit them with super effective Aqua Tail. Dragonair cannot tank any move. We're just gonna shield here because we have so much energy and we can just outbase them. And now we're gonna throw this Aqua Tail and just commit for the nuke into the Lantern. No, never mind. They are too low. We can just Aqua Tail here, and Goodra is taking this game. Okay, moving into the last one. We have a Gligar into Charjabus. This is a very dominant matchup for the Gligar. Where like you could easily tank 2 moves, and one move like one dig plus the wing attacks are enough to KO. Opponent here brought in a Jellicent, and I intentionally throw this because now I can just Shadow Claw all the way down. So this is technically not a comfortable matchup. It used to be like a very dominant matchup to the Jellicent. Now it's a very comfortable matchup for the Feraligatr because we have a Crunch Shadow Claw. Now we are loaded on energy, and look how Feraligatr is going to do here. Okay, Hydro Cannon number 1, shielded. Hydro Cannon number 2, it does lots of damage. Like, look how much. Now, you know what? Let's just shield it and showcase how good Feraligatr is. Okay, farm them down. Okay, they brought the Mandibuzz. We're gonna throw them 4. If they no shield, I'm actually going to crunch and fish for a debuff. So here we're gonna try to get a debuff because they must shield this. There is no way they call it. And now we dip out to the Gligar, and Gligar is just going to bully this Flying Eagle and take this game home. Okay, Foul Play doesn't KO, but guess what's gonna KO? It's the next Aerial Ace. This Aerial Ace is about it. The Mandibuzz with a neutral damage that does enough damage to KO them. And that was the last battle. Thank you so much everyone for watching. This is the end of the video. If you guys like these battles, make sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and see you in the next one. Peace.